Hey up guys, earlier upload today. Usually we upload around 7 o'clock, but of course England are playing Croatia. Football is well and truly coming home. At this point I've probably had at least 2 beers and we're just about to watch the game. But anyway people, hopefully you're going to enjoy today's video because I'm answering a Q&A question. For some reason I thought it was a brilliant idea to let you guys ask me some questions for a Q&A video. Half the bloody questions were, would you suck me off for a packet of quavers? No, I bloody wouldn't, mate. And is that even legal? Thankfully, there were actually some pretty decent questions. Now, what I was thinking was I was going to compile all of them and maybe put like 3 in one video. But this question, it deserved its own bloody video on its own. So here we go. Right, so Javido Gendrejux. If I pronounce your name wrong, you can well and truly have a free packet of quavers. Anyway, he said, how would you book SummerSlam main event for the Universal Championship? So what we're doing today is we're doing like a fantasy booking video of how Tom freaking Cushney would book the main event of SummerSlam. WWE don't even know how they're going to book the main event of SummerSlam, so this should be an interesting video. If we can get 100 likes, people, tomorrow I'll upload the video I've been promising for about a week. The top 10 worst WWE stipulations of all time. Extreme Rules is this Sunday, so it's a perfect time to upload the video. Do you want to see it? It's coming. So, how would we book the SummerSlam main event? Javido, if you can find Brock Lesnar for me, that would be pretty helpful. Where is he? We don't know. Anyway, what we're doing. So, the first thing we're going to talk about is what is happening at Extreme Rules. Roman versus Bobby Lashley. Now, the prediction is that both Roman Reigns and Bobby Lashley will be going to the SummerSlam main event. However, I'm going down a different route for this video. This is how I would have booked the SummerSlam main event. So, I'm going to have Roman Reigns beat Bobby Lashley at Extreme Rules. Because, of course, bloody Roman Reigns wins the match. He's the big dog. You cannot stop this man. Now, I will explain later on why I've chosen Roman Reigns to beat Bobby Lashley and Bobby Lashley not to beat Roman Reigns, but here we go. We then move on to another match at Extreme Rules, Seth Rollins versus Dolph bloody Ziggler. Seth Rollins loses the Iron Man match, but only because Drew McIntyre gets involved, and he's like, hang on a minute, I'm going to help you out here, Dolph Ziggler. And unfortunately, Seth Rollins does lose the match, but puts on one of the best performances of the night. And it's clear to see this guy is potentially one of the best superstars on the roster right here, right now. So Roman Reigns against Bobby Lashley, Seth Rollins loses against Dolph Ziggler. Roman Reigns right now is going to be main eventing against Brocky Lesnar. Raw comes around and apparently they found Brock Lesnar at this point. So it's the night after on Monday Night Raw. We get a stare down between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. Do you know who pops up? Seth freaking Rollins pops up. Of course he does. Where's he come from? Rollins comes out and says he's the beast. He's the true beast, not Brock Lesnar, and he wants the Universal Championship. He says how he's been one of the best performers in the WWE of recent months, and to be honest, you can't really deny that. He wants the Universal Championship. Do you know what Kurt Angle does? He's like, Rollins, Reigns tonight. If Rollins beats Reigns, Rollins is added in to the main event of SummerSlam. That would make it Rollins versus Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. What happens? Seth Rollins does actually beat the big knob, Roman Reigns. We get a triple threat match at SummerSlam for the Universal Championship. What is this match? Well, that makes it a WrestleMania 31 rematch when Seth Rollins cashed in his Money in the Bank briefcase. It was Roman against Brock Lesnar originally. Seth Rollins waltzes down to the ring, cashes in his briefcase, made it a triple threat match. That's how he beat Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns for the WWE Championship. This time at SummerSlam, a few years later, we're getting that match again at SummerSlam for Brock Lesnar's Universal Championship. I think that's a great idea. Now, unfortunately, Roman Reigns would win the match. I cannot disagree with Vince McMahon. He wants it. He wants to put the belt on Roman Reigns. However, so Roman Reigns would win the match. Seth Rollins curb stomped Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 31, but this time, Roman's like, hang on a minute, that's not happening this time. Spears Seth Rollins for the victory, becomes the Universal Champion for the first time, then everybody goes away. They're like, can't believe I lost that match, can't believe I lost that match. Braun comes out, because of course he does, because some people aren't too happy Roman Reigns is Universal Champion. Can you blame them? Not really. Braun cashes in, becomes the Universal Champion. Everybody goes home happy. Brock Lesnar is not the Universal Champion anymore. We got a great moment where we had a rematch from WrestleMania 31 in the SummerSlam main event. Rollins was in the main event, which he deserves. Roman Reigns won the Universal Championship, so Vince McMahon's happy. But Braun Strowman walked out as the true Universal Champion. God knows what's going to happen after that. Do you guys want to know what's going to happen after that? I think I'm going to have to go away and work it out. But what do you think about that? Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship at SummerSlam. The reason I've gone with a multi-man match instead of Roman Reigns against Brock Lesnar is because we know Brock Lesnar is going away. He's going to UFC. He's going to face DC at UFC 230. So it just would make it a little bit of a better match if we had somebody else, a different equation in the match, i.e. Seth Rollins. If it's Brock Lesnar against Roman Reigns, the fans are going to know Roman's going to win anyway. But if you add Rollins into that match, it adds a little bit of doubt. Hang on a minute, could Rollins actually win the match? He's not going to win the match, but it adds a different option, a different equation for the fans in this match, and something else to get behind. They love Rollins, they don't particularly like Roman Reigns or Brock Lesnar as much, and I think it makes it a little bit better. The reason I've left out Bobby Lashley is because I don't think they've given this guy enough time. They should have been building him up for the SummerSlam main event months ago, not a few bloody weeks before. And at the end of the day, I do think Rollins, Reigns and Lesnar is going to be better than Lesnar against Reigns. Let's be honest. It just is. We've already seen that match. And I think it's a great moment to have that WrestleMania 31 rematch at SummerSlam. So there you go. Brock Lesnar's going to go away. Braun walks out as the Universal Champion. How has this guy not been Universal Champion yet? He should have been Universal Champion last year at SummerSlam in that, was it a fatal 4-way match? Reigns, Lesnar, Samoa Joe, Braun? Was it? He should have won then. Anyway, what do you lot think about that? I'm pretty happy with that. I'm pretty happy. Do you want to see more fantasy booking videos? Do let me know down below. Thanks for watching, people. Hopefully, you have, in fact, enjoyed today's video. Check out these other videos. 5 huge matches happening at SummerSlam. As well as that, we revealed the other day what Daniel Bryan's opponent could be at SummerSlam as well. Take care. Spike your hair.